Hey Anderson, well, we were struggling to bring you this shot now over here over the last few minutes. This is definitely the most intense part of this storm that we've experienced all day. We've been talking about storm surge. We are on the second floor of a home here in the middle of Grand Isle. When you talk about storm surge, this is what we're talking about. This is water that is being pushed in underneath the house. We're about 4 blocks away from the bay side of this island. Just look below us here. The water is rushing underneath the home and behind on the backside of this house where we're at here on Grand Isle. Anderson, I'm struggling to come with words to be able to describe just how loud and how intense the ferociousness and the loudness of the winds that we're experiencing now. When you stand here and you look up, you can hear this roaring sound just blowing right over your head. The clouds are so low at some point. Now it's getting dark here, and it's almost hard to be able to make all of this out at this point. But the clouds are so low, it feels like you just kind of reach up and grab them. The intensity here of this hurricane now is as intense as we've seen all day, and we've already known that there were power lines. Now we can hardly see anything as you look out into the darkness here as night is starting to fall, which makes this even more disconcerting because you just don't know what's flying around here. But the wind gusts have been taking a toll on many of the structures around here. You anticipate that at some point there will be pieces of metal roofing and what have you that will begin to fly off. So those one of the concerns we're talking about. So this is an incredibly intense storm that we're feeling right now, Anderson.
And again, Ed, as it becomes dark, that's when it really gets scary for folks all around here because you just don't know what's flying around in the air in terms of debris,
No
and you really can't see it.
No, you're trying at least to be able to hear something that's flying around there, but that's why I brought up just how loud the wind is right now. Is that it keeps you from being able to hear and kind of figure out where various sounds are coming from. So we are hunkered down on this side of the house, which has given us some decent amount of protection. But as you can see, as the wind and the rain blows through here, just how intense it is and how ferocious it is, quite frankly. And what has really surprised me is just that you can see the storm surge and the power with which this water is starting to blow up underneath the house. We're at a safe distance here, and the depth of the water isn't that troubling, but you can really get a sense of just how quickly it's moving, and the power, the wind is what moves this storm surge and this water into the island. Like I said, we are 4 blocks away from the bay side, the north side of this island, and you can see that this water is just rushing rapidly, and we can see it rising in many parts that are around us right here in the middle of this the home that we're at right now, Anderson.
Ed, I want to bring in Chad Myers in just a moment, but I just wanted to see, as darkness comes, what we're seeing here. You try to see how quick the wind is moving in the rain. You can see a little bit on the reflection just on the ground right by our satellite truck, and the satellite truck is pushed against the wall there. We parked it there so that there is a shift in wind. That satellite dish doesn't act like a sail, and literally, if it's in the wrong location, it can get picked up by the wind and literally flipped over. So that's why you try to find a location where there's not going to be a lot of debris and where the satellite truck can be protected on usually at least by one strong wall. Chad Myers, can you show us the big picture of where Ed Lavandera is and what he's experiencing?
Yeah, Ed is right in the northern part of the eye wall. There's trying to get another inner eye wall forming here. It's had a very hard time getting the inner eye wall, but when it does form, I assume it still will. We still have a good 10 hours before it hits true land. Remember, all it's really hitting down there now is bayou. So here's where Eddie Lavandera is right there. There's the northern eye wall. Eddie will eventually get right here, which is the center of the eye. It will get completely calm, and then Eddie will get this wind coming from a different direction at an equal speed, if maybe even not more. Anderson, you are up to the north. You are right there. You are next band. Honestly, your next band is 10 minutes away, and you are going to get slammed. This band right here will have 50 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts in it. That's New Orleans proper. Our old Soledad O'Brien will also get that probably in about 5 minutes. You need to be taking some precautions if that building indeed by you is beginning to come apart. There's Grand Isle. There's the eye right through there. It made landfall on that little spit of land, part of the Mississippi Delta itself, and Lavandera right there. This is now becoming a more intense storm because the eye is beginning to form in a smaller circle. Think about an ice skater with her arms out, one foot on the ground skating, she spins very slowly. When she pulls her arms in and begins to do that spin is angular momentum, and that spin goes much faster when her arms are in. This hurricane is now pulling its arms in, wind gusts to 106 miles per hour, just reported off the coast at an oil rig.